Okay, so since it's in log form and it's a natural log, when I rewrite it as an exponential, it'll be base e, and then the 2 will be the exponent, and it'll equal x divided by 6. Now to solve for x, what will I do on both sides? Multiply by 6. And then multiply this side by 6. So x equals 6 times e squared, basically. So if your answer does not look like that, you'll have to type it in. E squared equals, and then times 6, 44.3. That's fine. You just got to be careful sometimes about trying to type in everything at once, because sometimes parentheses are necessary for the calculator to understand it, and sometimes they're not. So unless you're just wanting to keep up when they are and when they're not, it's better just to type everything in separate. Okay, number 3. What form is it in, log or exponential? Log, but it's a natural log. So the base will be equals. So this is the answer. And on the quiz, the answer choices may look like that. But if they don't, you just type it in to get the decimal equivalent. E to the 4th, 54.59, so like 54.6. Well, yeah, on this quiz, some of them were left in that kind of form for the choices instead of decimal. So you wouldn't even have to type them in at the end. Also, remember, you can check them by typing in your answers. If I go back and I type in ln of x, but instead of x, I put my answer 54.6, it equals 4, which is what it says it equals. That's the way I know this is the right number. You could have also typed it in right here, ln e to the 4th. ln e to the 4th. Okay, and see, since that's not a rounded number, you get exactly 4. Okay, number 4. What form is it in? Log, but it's a natural log, so the base is e. So the what power? Equals. Now to solve for x, what do we do on both sides? Okay, so there is a chance that your answer may just look like that. There may be an answer choice that looks like that. If it doesn't, you'll just have to type it in. Yep, 74.2. Number 5, what form is it in? Okay, but it's natural log, so the base is to the equals x plus 3. Now to solve for x, what do I do? And so x equals e to the 2.2 power minus 3. Type that in and tell me what you get. So like 6.03. Okay? Alright, now go to page 30. Yep. No. No, that's why we got to hurry, because we got to go back to some old stuff. Okay. E to the x equals 5. It's currently in what form? Exponential, but when I rewrite it into log form, it's what kind of log? Natural log. Of what? And so that's the answer, but if it doesn't have it written like that, you may just have to type in ln 5, and it's equal to what decimal? Okay. Alright, number 2. What form is it in? Log, but it's a natural log, so when you rewrite it as an exponential, the base is to the equals. And so that's the answer, but if the answer is in decimal form, it will be what? 3,269,017.4. No, that's a big number. $3,269,017.4. Okay, number 3. Number 3, what form is it in? So we need to rewrite it in log form. What kind of log is it? Natural log of equals Now to solve for x, we have to, so the answer is just x equals ln 3 over 5. So ln 3 equals that, and then if I divide that number by 5, I get 0.22. Yep. Okay, number 4. What could I do first? Well, it's in log form. Well, I'm not quite ready to rewrite it because this 3 is not inside parentheses, so we could go ahead and add it over. So now we have the natural log of x equals 3. Now we can rewrite it into exponential form, and it'll be what? Yeah. E to the 3 equals x, and what is e to the third power? 20.1. Alright, number 5. Look at the difference between 4 and 5. 4 has no parentheses. That's why we were able to go ahead and add that 3 over. First thing. But 5 has parentheses. So you can't add that 4. It's trapped inside. You need to go ahead and rearrange it first. What will it look like when it's rearranged? Right. Now that it's on the other side, now the 4 is free to move. And how do you move it?
Add the 4.
So x equals e to the 7th plus 4, which is what? Right, 1,100.63. Oh no. Number 6 is currently in what kind of form? But the base is e, so when we rewrite it as a log, it'll be a natural log. So ln of equals, thank you. Marquise, wake up. What? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Okay, so now what do? Subtract 1, and then after you've done that in the calculator, then what will you do to that number? Divide it by the 4. So I would do everything separate. It's just safer. ln 12 equals that, and then you're supposed to subtract 1 from it, and you get that, and then you divide it by 4, and you get that for your final answer, 0.37. I'm just saying, doing it separate is your best bet. Because unless you know how to type it in the right way every time, you could make a mistake. Number 7, what should I do first? Right, this 5 is free to move. There's no parentheses around it, so we can go ahead and move it.
4.
So now I have 2e to the x power equals 4. Now what can I do? Right, the 2 is free to move, so I can divide by 2 on both sides. And now I have e to the x equals 2. And it's an exponential form, but since the base is e, when I rewrite it as a log, it'll be, which is the answer. But if your answer is not written out like that, you might need to type it in to get the decimal value. And what is that? 0.69 or 0.7, however you want to round it. It's multiple choice on the quiz, so you'll just pick the right one. Yeah. All right, number 8. What do I do first? Right. So I have ln 5x equals 8. Then what do I do? E to the 8 equals 5x, and then divide by 5. So your answer is e to the 8 divided by 5, and when you type that in, what do you get? 596 point what? So like 2.19. Okay, number 9. What can I do first? Okay, give me. Number 9. What can I do first? Add 2. Add 2. So now I have ln x plus 1 equals 3. Now can I subtract 1? Oh, wait. Not 3.
No, it's 7.
Yes, 7. Now can I subtract 1? No, why not? Right, so what do I do? Right, change it to exponential since it's a natural log. Base e to the 7th. And now what do I do?
Minus subtract 1.
Okay, so your answer is e to the 7th minus 1, but in a decimal form that would be what? 1095.6. Okay, number 10. It's currently in exponential form and the base is e. So when I rewrite it as a log, it will be a natural log of 21 equals x, and that's the answer. But in case your answer is not in that form, you might want to type it in. What is ln 21? 3.04. Shh, we don't have time for that. Number 11. It's currently in exponential form, but the base is e. So when I rewrite it, it will be natural log 14 equals 2x minus 3. Now what do I do? Correct, I'm going to add the 3 to the ln 14, and then once I get that value, I'm going to divide it all by 2. So ln of 14 first, that equals 2.63. Then I add 3 to that, and I get that, and then I divide it all by 2, and I get 2.819, so 2.8. Okay, number 12. What can I do first? Right? So I have ln 4 minus 3x equals 11. Now can I add the 3x to the other side? Right, it's in parentheses so nothing else can move. When I rewrite it as an exponential, what will it look like? Right, now this is a little tricky, but remember this is a positive force. So first you'll subtract it over, and then once you've done that, what will you do?
Divide the 3.
By negative 3 though. So e to the 11th minus 4 divided by negative 3. E to the 11th equals that number. Then you're going to minus 4 from it, and you get that number. And then you're going to divide it by negative 3, and your final answer is negative 19,956.7. Okay, now let's flip back to page 19. Yeah, I'm starting now to go over everything that's on the quiz. There's going to be 10. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we did this a long time ago, but we need to review it. This is in log form, okay? So, but it's regular log, not natural log. So when you rewrite this into exponential form, what will it look like? 2 to the 6th power equals x. And so that's your answer. You just have to actually evaluate 2 to the 6th and get the 64. Okay, on example 2, what could we do first? Divide by 2 on both sides. And so you have log base 3 of 2x equals 1. It's in log form. When we rewrite it in exponential, what will it look like? 3. There's no e anymore. These are not natural log. Right. So your answer is just 3 divided by 2, which is 1.5. Okay, do you see any other ones on this page you'd like me to go over before we move on? Number 5? Okay, number 5. It's in log form, so when I rewrite it in exponential form, what will I do? Right, try not to look at your paper. See if you actually know how to do it without just reading your paper. So this becomes 25 equal to x over 2, and now to solve for x, right? And so x equals 50. Number 6, okay. What can we do first for number 6? Divide it by 2. And so now we have log base 2 of x equals 6. It's in log form, but the base is 2. So when we rewrite it as an exponential, it'll be... And so that's the answer, but more than likely they'll have evaluated 2 to the 6th and made it 64. Okay, now turn to page 20. You're also going to have to do problems like this that are in exponential form, and you write them in log form. How do we rearrange this one into log form? Right. And then to find the answer, don't you just type that in? Does everybody remember how to type this in? Math log base. Okay, and it's 2.3. Okay, what other ones on this page would you like me to do? Number 4. Example 4 or number 4? Okay, number 4. It's currently in exponential form, and the base is 4. So that's a regular logarithm. So it'll be log base of equals. Now you have to actually evaluate this side by going to math, log base, and what do you get for that? No, not the final answer. What do you get for log base 4 of 5? You get 1.16, right? So we have 1.16 equals 3x plus 4, and now to solve for x, what do? Subtract the 4. This, you go to math, log base, it's A, it's near the bottom, so it's just easier to go up to get to it. And then the base was 4 of 5. You're going to take that number and you're going to subtract 4 from it. And then once you've subtracted 4, what are you going to now do to that number? Divide it by that 3 to get x by itself, which gives you a final answer of negative 0.95. Yeah. Okay, what other number did y'all say? 1? Okay, it's in exponential form, so we need to rewrite it in log form. What will that look like? Okay, then you'll type this in. So I'm just going to go up here and copy and paste this one and cover it up. So log base 5 of 10 equals that, and then what will you do to that number? Divide it by that 2 to get x by itself, which gives you an answer of 0.72. Okay, any other questions off that page? We're kind of running out of time. Let's go to page 21. 21 is pretty much the same thing. Do you see anything that you just need to go over off of it? 12. Hold on. Okay, number 12. The first thing you would do is get rid of that 5 by dividing by 5 on both sides. And so you'll have 18 to the 6x power equals 26 over 5, which is 5.2. Then you'll rewrite it into log form. So it'll be log base 18 of, right? And then you'll just evaluate that and divide it by 6, and you end up with 0 or 0.09. When you type that in and divide it by 6, that's what you'll get. Okay, page 25. Okay, page 25. Let's look at this one. First, you have to condense it, which means write it as a single logarithm. What's the base?
2.
And then since it's x plus 2, in condensed form, it's what? X times 2. Addition turns into multiplication. Well, don't we write x times 2 is just 2x? And then equals 2. Now, it looks like the problems we've been working on, we just rewrite it as an exponential. In exponential form, it'll look like what? Right? And then 10 squared is 100. And now to get x by itself, you just divide it by 2. So x equals 50. Okay, now let's look at number 6. Actually, it's another addition one. Let's find a subtraction one. Okay, right here. Number 8. The natural log x plus 5 minus 4, that means x plus 5 divided by 4 when you condense it. Subtraction turns into division when you condense. Now when I rewrite this as an exponential, since it's natural log, you'll put an e. You'll raise it to the 3rd power, and then you'll equal it to all that. And then what are you going to end up doing to this e cubed? Multiplying it by 4, and then after that, subtracting 5 from it. So that'll be the answer. You just type it in. 4e to the 3rd minus 5. Okay, and you should end up with 75.34 when you type that in. Okay, any other ones off that page? Okay, let's look at page 20. Well, page 28 is kind of what we did today. So is there anything else on this page that you want to do? Nothing? Okay, at 6 o'clock, you'll receive a remind, and it's going to have like a list. It'll say page 19, problems whatever and whatever. Page whatever, it'll say a list of pages with questions, and that'll be like a little review sheet. You need to go over those questions. Okay, it'll come out at 6 through remind.